What's your movement about, and how come you came to Hay?
Right, I'm a member of the Zeitgeist movement, West Mids, and I just think it's got solutions for a planet. It's a system where you use the scientific method for social concern. It's outside politics because we don't think politicians have got the answers. They're not problem solvers, they're problem creators. So let's use the scientific method, and also get rid of scarcity. Let's create abundance, which we've got, and have resources of the planet accessible to everybody on the planet, free of charge, no money system, and do it that way, and then assess the planet as we've got a system. Let's assess the system and system manage it as a civilization for everybody, so nobody's controlling anything because there's no need. So have a form of access rather than ownership, access to what you need when you need it, and do as you freely will, as long as you don't impinge on anyone else's rights.
Well,
your rights.
You're going to have to take away some of the abundance from the 1% to give it to the 99%.
Well, it would just find its own way. You'd have to, as a system. How much can someone collect and I say have abundance? What is the point of it? And I'm not against.
We're about to have the Jubilee. The Queen's got quite a lot. I mean,
she has.
Is there ever a limit?
Well, exactly. Well, the Vatican apparently owns the planet, so hey ho, where's the limit there? And there has been talk that we could mine asteroids, and there is talk about who owns the asteroid, and this is serious scientific talk. Who owns an asteroid? I mean, how bizarre. So my question is, the solutions for the planet is not political. It's not political. It's about science. It's not even about opinion, to be fair. And I don't want people to get this wrong. It's not communism or some sort of top-down influence. It's about letting the computers decide, using local resources and globalising as well, but assessing the planet and its environmental system. And
Did you say let the computers decide?
In terms of resources, definitely, yeah. Let the computer, not centralised, computers decide. Now, if you go to B&Q or IKEA, a computer will resource that product, whether you like it or not. So what's wrong with the world being analysed like that? Do you know what I mean? But you wouldn't have to have any control, because it'd be a form of access anyway from everybody.
So it'd be like a mathematical formula for distribution?
Well, whatever, yeah. I mean, like the abundance of the planet in terms of food, so much food goes to waste, and everybody knows about that now. It's over 1.3 billion goes to waste in the UK. Why isn't that food stored in its raw state in Antarctica and then shipped out if there's a problem in the third world or somewhere, and just shipped out and processed on the way? Don't have any Oxfams or any organisations, NGOs trying to get involved, because they've got to wind up. Just if there's a problem on the planet, just deal with it. Just
so
move out.
It's not just like a Europe then, it would be a global.
It would be global, yeah. Zeitgeist is global, definitely. And it's a community. We are all one community, aren't we? Really, it's a community working together, cooperating, because there'd be no need to worry that someone's collecting for themselves. Because there'd be no need, and it would link into crime as well. Because over 90% of crimes are related to money, and they're related to the system that we've got of goods and. The whole gamut of it is all twisted, and so that many crimes would be got rid of, and then on top of that you'd get rid of things like advertising and lawyers and banks.
How come you would? How would you?
Because behaviourally everyone wouldn't need. Behaviourally everyone would alter. It's a value behaviour system. We all collect and collate because we think scarcity, and we think round the corner there's going to be a famine of some sort. Not famine, but we're aware that we need to.
So we're controlled by fear?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's my view.
And you're standing on this street corner in Hay.
Yeah.
Why choose Hay?
It's just because of the festival this week and people coming by. I'm just trying to make people aware, like I was made aware. The Zeitgeist movement's only started in 2008. But we've already got 1 million members worldwide, and it's just making it aware, because I think it's got solutions for a planet. I genuinely do. I hope it's not New World Order or some form of communism or whatever. I don't think it is. From what I've gauged and what I've seen, I don't think there's some sort of puppet masters trying to control it. I think it's a genuine movement, and I hope I'm not proved wrong. But even then...
You're walking the talk. I mean, you come here... Rather than working, you're doing this?
Yeah, I do work,
But you've taken the week off, or?
Yeah, I'll come along. Just to meet people,
the Globe is all about ideas. It's a philosophy festival. Have you asked them if you could do a talk?
No, not at the moment. I mean, I'd have to probably have one of the higher profile guys to give a talk, I think. I'm knowledgeable, although I'm not that knowledgeable. But no, I think there's one or two people who would make a. But I don't know whether I'd be allowed to, because there's been a lot of this stuff has been on Russian TV. But not the media here have not produced anything. You're not allowed in, I'll tell you that now. And yet it's like the Freeman movement. There's nothing allowed on the media because it's all controlled, as you probably know. So to get into the BBC or alternative stuff or the papers, you won't have anything mentioned. Even Occupy had was a token gesture really on a lot of the media. So the thing is, you've got to awake to that and realise you've got to go round it. And I tell you what though, a lot of the youth now have realised that. A lot of the youth now are bypassing the system, as in the system we think is managing it, i.e. politics and government, all that. They're just bypassing it. And there's things like
how are they bypassing it?
Because they're not related. They don't feel the vote's valid. They don't feel they've got any answers. So they're doing it themselves. The Freemen are doing it themselves.
What are they doing themselves?
They're just going to go through their lives and not interact with the system as little as they can. And you're finding also things on the web. Look how many things happen on the web, like Bitcoin, for instance. If you're going to stay in a monetary system, look at Bitcoin that was started by a Japanese guy, again in about 08, 09. He started it, and that's a virtual currency, nothing to do with the banks. And actually, some traders have been using it to use and create money, because you can convert it back to dollars and pounds and all that. But there's another example of
What's
a system.
That called?
Bitcoin. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. Now,
okay.
I never knew about it till 6 months ago. I didn't know it existed. But that's what I'm trying to say. There's stuff that's happening out there that isn't being organised, or you don't have to look to people above, whatever that means. Why do you have to have leaders above us anyway?
Is that like Let's?
Yeah, Let's is about. Let's is a form of energy exchange, isn't it? You do something for someone, they do. Yeah. No money involved at all. No, Bitcoin isn't. The transaction, once you make it, is in bits, whatever it is, and it's once it's made. It holds fast, and they're only going to ever have 20 billion or 20 million Bitcoins ever. So if the money system of that sort did exist, so a cafe latte might cost you 0.00005 a Bitcoin. So but it's an interesting concept. I mean, it's been shown.
It's interesting because Hay was going to have its own currency.
Yes, yeah. Well, there are places that still do.
Had its own currency. Yeah, Lewis has had its own currency.
Lewis pound, and there is the lawful bank, isn't it? Have you heard of that? The Birkenhead guys with the lawful bank. Well, that's up and running now. They're going to form their own money. I've pledged £250. It's only a pledge. Once he's got 10 million people, he's going to form his own currency. It's no different to the promissory notes we form now. So there's another thing that's happened that's regardless of the system. Nobody's asking permission from anybody,
How many people have seemed interested and stopped and talked to you?
Oh, all the time. I do this all over the place. Liverpool.
But at Hay?
Loads all the time. People are watching, people are looking, and do you know, it's good conversation. It's about talking. It's about not being dogmatic. It's about opening up a conversation and saying, there's a problem on the planet of a deep, grave concern to everybody. Although we think it's all hunky-dory, it isn't. And we're gradually raping this place to nothing. And it is, environmentally.
You're looking for solutions?
Yeah, solutions. Yeah.
So what do you do when you're not doing this?
I work for myself. I'm a sole trader, and that means a sole trader. I work for myself. So I'm a builder from past, and I do solar panels and all that back in Birmingham. So that's what I do. Yeah. And I've been doing that for 30 odd years. So I am in the system, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever it is, I am in the system of the money, that you've got to have money, some sort of servitude, some sort of systems exist at the moment where you exchange tokens, which is money, to get goods or to get access to goods or, to get value for what you do for somebody else. But that's, we don't deal with... Still there?
Yeah.
We don't deal with the big question is technological unemployment. That's the big question, isn't it?
Technology unemployment.
Yeah, technological unemployment.
Do I take it that means, like, for example, how supermarkets, especially in cities, no longer have people even working behind the tills. You just do self-checkout.
Exactly that. And it's a token gesture. McDonald's had a hidden agenda about 3 years ago where they could have technologised completely, but it wouldn't have looked good. Do you know what I mean? So the thing is, the profit motive drives anything. The profit motive wants technology, but they realise there's moral concerns, and the trouble is you're getting rid of the consumer, because in the money system it's all about consumerism, isn't it? It's all about consumer to keep the cyclical consumption going. Now people, once they drop out the old job market, they're not consumers anymore. They're getting benefits, I agree, which is an illusion as well, but they're dropping out the market. So the system is grinding to a halt because you haven't got the consumers who haven't got the spending power, but still they bring in technology because it makes sense to the corporations, because they don't.
This small town is worried that if we get the supermarket, then it stops the human relations of when you go from shop to shop. Well, you might say you get a friendly person, and but people say that the supermarket will create jobs, but actually what I've seen in London is supermarkets using technology, not people, to man their shop.
Yeah, they do. And now I think bring it on, but in the present paradigm it's not working, because people need jobs, don't they, for the whole gamut of what living is, mortgages and the whole gamut of acquiring goods. Well, if you had a free accessible economy where it was just about access, you wouldn't have ownership, and in fact a house would be a cumbersome object because you'd travel the planet. The same with a camera, you'd have the latest technology wherever you needed it. It'd be just accessible, and you'd download it to your computer, so you wouldn't even have to worry about having a mountain bike in your garage or anything really. It'd all be just accessible to you whenever you need it, wherever you need it around the planet.
Now somebody just burnt me off a Zeitgeist